Haiti, its dawn of progress after years in a night of revolution. Chapter 1 Sargasso and Flying Fish by J. Dryden, Kuser. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Larry Wilson. For the first 2 days out of New York Harbor, flocks of herring gulls followed us, and occasionally an odd robin, and a pair of goldfinches appeared. But after Hatteras we paused and the sea was calmer, the gulls left us, and flying fish took their place. Stationed at the bow, I watched them dart out of the foam and skim, sometimes a few feet, often many yards. At night I took the same post, and the phosphorescent stars of the sea shone very green against the yellow constellations above. By the third day, ever increasing quantities of sargasso weed appeared and floated past. Torn from beds along tropical coasts, these bits of weed act as the shelter for multifarious forms of aquatic life which live as long as the weed lives and die when it finally decays. And so, although no sign of bird or other life appeared above the water's surface, we were surrounded every moment by thousands of individuals of dozens of species. Our ship was the Advance of the American government-controlled Panama R.R. Steamship Company, which operates the service between New York, Haiti, and Panama. 2 steamers run to Panama via Port-au-Prince, Haiti. 3 are exclusively for Haitian ports, while the others do not stop at Haiti en route to Panama. Besides the Panama line, there is the Dutch line of boats, which runs from New York to Haiti on regular sailings. But aside from these 2, there are no other lines which regularly run ships to Haiti. And so the quickest way of traveling from Haiti to another of the West Indies is via Panama. Coming south, the first land appeared on the 4th day, when the lighthouse of San Salvador, renamed Watling's Island by the British, showed the northern point of land long before the rest of the flat surface was visible. Bird Rock, the Fortune Islands, and Castle Island were passed during the next 12 hours. And finally the high mountains of eastern Cuba were 20 miles off our starboard. Before these were out of sight, the peak of Mole St. Nicholas, Haiti, arose on the port bow, but we were by no means yet at Port-au-Prince, our destination, for it is a 7-hour sail from this point to the harbor in the lower part of the bay. The bay itself is over 100 miles long, and in the center of it is the island of Gonave, 10 by 40 miles, to which all convicts were exiled from Haiti in the French days, and many of whose present inhabitants are descendants of these exiles. After we had passed Gonave, the mountain ranges on both sides became very close, and we could see the smoke of many fires high up on their slopes. These fires, we later found out, were those of the charcoal burners, who play an important role on the island. The charcoal is obtained by placing the wood, which has been gathered, under a covering of earth in such a way as to eliminate the undesired gases and leave the charcoal. After sufficient time the earth is removed, and the charcoal carried for miles into town on the backs of burros. Charcoal is used entirely in Haiti for kitchen fuel. Of the fires we saw in the hills, all were probably not those of charcoal burners, as it is the common thing for the natives to burn off a section of land which they desire to use, and to ascribe the fire to spontaneous combustion. At last the vari-colored lights of Port-au-Prince peeped forth from among the foothills on the right, and we followed the channel in by alignment with 2 large red range lights, one on the top of the cathedral and the other on Fort National. The beauty of coming into Port-au-Prince is by daylight, when, not unlike Sorrento, it shows a background of 2,800-foot mountains rising behind, and with a pellucid green sea stretching out from the town. A Haitian launch came alongside for the custom officials to board. Our passports were taken to be kept for overnight and recorded, and we were then allowed to proceed to the dock, which is at the end of a long pier jutting out from the land. As we spun along to the house where we were to visit, we went over streets smoother and wider than all but a few in the United States. These streets, throughout most of the town, were put down under contract with an American firm in 1914, before American occupation of Haiti, and are of excellent quality. From the business district we came into the Champ de Mars, a laid out park with a bronze of Dessalines, the founder of Haitian independence, in the center, and at the end a grandstand from which to watch the sports or national festivities. Next to the Champ de Mars is the new palace of the President of Haiti. It is now at a stage of near completion, and one wing is already occupied by the President and his family. This building is the fourth palace to be built on the same site, one of the others having been set on fire and destroyed, and the other two ruined through explosions. In the latter cases the President had been unable to trust anyone with the keeping of the national supply of ammunition, and was forced to keep it in his own palace, so that in both cases the Presidents were killed by means of their own powder. On the lower side of the palace are the marine barracks and the gendarme caserne. Opposite one another, and above the Champ de Mars, is the Marine Brigade headquarters. At this point starts the residential section of the town for both wealthy Haitians and Americans and other foreigners. We rode over narrow, quaint streets after passing the Marine headquarters, until we came to Avenue Christophe and our house, of old French style, and with peaked roof, which was at one time used as the presidential palace. Most of the houses of Port-au-Prince are of this old French style, and show few traces of the original Spanish. Around all the better houses are dense tropical growths, with mangoes, oranges, and guanabana, or sour sap, hanging over the porches. Many of the yards have also one or two royal palms, with their great white trunks reaching over 50 feet, and with leaves clustered at the top. At the very tip of the tree's trunk is the heart, for which many trees are cut down, as heart of palm is one of the delicacies of the tropics. In the country districts both the royal and cocoanut palm are common. The two are somewhat similar, but can be easily told apart by the crooked growth of the latter, and also its darker and rougher trunk. The first morning after our arrival was cloudy, which was very unusual, for throughout the year in Port-au-Prince the mornings are almost invariably clear. So is the remainder of the day for the 6 months during the dry season, but in the wet season it regularly rains a downpour for about 2 hours late each afternoon. November is the beginning of the dry season, so for a couple of weeks after our arrival it would still occasionally rain for a few moments a day. But we missed having any of the truly tropical rains which during the summer flood the streets and sweep all before them. While the winter is for Port-au-Prince and southern Haiti the dry season, the conditions are exactly reversed in the northern half of the Republic. There the wet season commences in November, to last for 6 months until next summer, when all becomes dry again. And so there is never a time in Haiti when half of the island is not being well watered and the fruit and crops in season. End of Haiti, Its Dawn of Progress After Years and a Night of Revolution. Chapter 1. Sargasso and Flying Fish, by J. Dryden, Kuser.